Let me tell you something right now. Respect is not given, it is commanded. And if you feel like people keep walking all over you, keep treating you like you don't matter, I need you to listen to me closely. This ends today. I don't care who they are. Friends, family, co-workers, a relationship. No one has the right to look down on you, to use you, to make you feel less than who you are. But let's be honest, people will treat you however you allow them to. And that's the first thing we're going to fix right now. I'm about to give you 9 lessons that will make sure no one, and I mean no one, ever disrespects you again. Lesson 1, stop explaining yourself to people who don't deserve it. There comes a time in your life when you must stop explaining yourself to people who don't deserve it. I'm talking about the ones who question your every move, who doubt your choices, who act like they are entitled to a justification for every decision you make. Listen to me, you do not owe them an explanation. Not for who you are, not for what you do, not for where you are headed. Yet so many people fall into this trap. They spend their lives trying to defend themselves against people who have already made up their minds. Trying to convince someone who has no intention of understanding you is like trying to fill a bottomless cup. No matter how much you pour in, it will never be enough. And let me tell you the truth, plain and simple. If someone doesn't respect you before the explanation, they won't respect you after it either. Think about how much time you've wasted explaining yourself to people who don't even care. You tell them why you made a certain choice and they twist your words. You defend yourself against an accusation and they act like they didn't hear a thing. You justify why you walked away from a toxic situation, and instead of support, they question you more. It's a cycle, a never-ending, exhausting cycle that drains your energy, steals your peace, and leaves you feeling empty. Why do we do this? Why do we feel the need to explain ourselves to people who will never truly listen? The answer is simple. We want to be understood. It's human nature. We don't want to be misjudged. We don't want people to think the worst of us. We want to be seen in the right light. But here's the hard truth. Not everyone deserves that level of access to you. Not everyone deserves to know your reasoning, your emotions, or your journey. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you. No matter how clearly you explain yourself, they will find a way to twist your words. No matter how much proof you give, they will still doubt you. No matter how much effort you put into showing your heart, they will still assume the worst. So why waste your breath? Why waste your energy? If someone truly values you, they won't need an explanation to respect your decisions. You ready? They will trust that you have a reason for what you do. But those who keep demanding explanations, those who question your every move, they are not looking for understanding. They are looking for control. You ever notice how people who constantly ask for explanations rarely give you one in return? They expect you to justify yourself, but they never feel the need to do the same. That's not respect. Through certain skills, that's a game. And the only way to win that game is to stop playing it. When you stop explaining yourself, you take your power back. You stop seeking approval from those who don't matter. You stop feeling like you need to defend your choices to people who have no say in your life. You free yourself from the need to be understood by those who are not worthy of understanding you. Think about the greatest people in history, the leaders, the visionaries, the legends. Do you think they stopped to explain themselves to every doubter? No, because if they had, they would have never moved forward. They would have been stuck, wasting their breath on people who had already made up their minds. They didn't beg for validation. They didn't justify every step they took. They simply moved forward, with or without the approval of others. And that's exactly what you need to do. You don't need to explain why you are working on yourself. If they don't see your growth, that's their problem. You don't need to explain why you walked away from toxic people. If they don't understand, that's their loss. You don't need to explain why you're choosing peace over drama. If they don't respect it, let them stay in chaos while you rise above. Some people will call you cold. Some will say you've changed. Some will act like you're the villain in their story. Let them. You are not responsible for fixing someone's perception of you. You are only responsible for living your truth. Understand this. The more you explain yourself, the less people respect you. It sounds harsh, but it's reality. People respect those who stand firm in their decisions. They respect those who don't feel the need to justify every move they make. When you stand strong without explaining, it sends a message. I don't need your approval. I know who I am. And that kind of energy, that commands respect. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if they get the wrong idea? What if they think I'm being rude? What if they assume something that isn't true? Let them. The truth will always reveal itself in time. Real ones will know your heart. Real ones will see your value. The ones who truly matter won't need an explanation. They will understand you simply by watching how you move. And the ones who refuse to see, they were never meant to be in your life in the first place. So from this moment on, stop explaining yourself. You don't owe anyone a reason for your growth. You don't owe anyone a justification for your peace. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you choose yourself. Move in silence, let your actions speak, and watch how the world shifts in your favor. Lesson 2. Set boundaries like your life depends on it, because it does. There is a reason why so many people feel drained, disrespected, and taken advantage of. It's because they don't have boundaries. Or worse, they have them but don't enforce them. The truth is, boundaries are not just something nice to have, they are a necessity. They are the difference between living a life of strength or living a life where you are constantly being used, manipulated, and controlled by others. When you don't set boundaries, you are giving people permission to walk all over you. You are telling them, you can treat me however you want, and I will still be here. And people will take advantage of that. They will push as far as you allow them to. They will test you to see how much they can get away with. If you don't set limits, they will keep taking and taking and taking until there is nothing left of you. You have to understand something about people. Most of them are not thinking about what's best for you. They are thinking about what's best for them. If you allow them to overstep, they will. If you allow them to disrespect you, they will. If you allow them to dump their problems on you, drain your energy, and make everything about them, they will. Not because they are necessarily bad people, but because you never made it clear where the line was. And here's the hardest part. You don't realize how bad it is until you are completely exhausted. You start feeling tired all the time. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. You feel resentful, but you don't say anything because you've trained yourself to put others before yourself. You keep giving and giving, hoping that one day they'll see your worth and treat you better. But they won't. Not until you demand it. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about controlling yourself. They are about making a decision that says, I refuse to be disrespected. I refuse to be treated like I don't matter. I refuse to pour into others while leaving myself empty. That is what boundaries are. Self-respect in action. You don't need to announce your boundaries to everyone. You don't need to beg people to respect you. You just need to decide what you will and won't allow, and then stand on that decision. When someone crosses the line, you address it immediately. If they keep doing it, you remove them. That's it. No long explanations, no back and forth, no begging for them to see your worth. The people who benefit from your lack of boundaries will call you mean, selfish, or rude when you finally enforce them. Let them. The ones who get angry when you set limits are the very ones who are taking advantage of you. They liked the version of you that tolerated their disrespect. They liked the version of you that always said yes, even when you wanted to say no. They liked the version of you that made their life easier at the cost of your own. But you are no longer that person. You have to be willing to disappoint people. You have to be okay with not being liked by everyone. You have to stop worrying about what others think and start prioritizing yourself. Because the reality is, if you don't set boundaries, the wrong people will take over your life and the right people will leave because they won't tolerate the way you let others treat you. When you set boundaries, something incredible happens. You filter out the wrong people, the users, the manipulators, the energy drainers, the ones who only call when they need something. All of them will start to disappear. And the ones who truly respect you, they will step up. They will honor your space. They will show you the respect you should have been demanding all along. It is not your job to make everyone comfortable at the expense of your own well-being. It is not your job to be available 24/7. It is not your job to be the emotional dumping ground for people who refuse to deal with their own problems. You have a right to say no. You have a right to walk away. You have a right to choose yourself. The strongest people are not the ones who never get hurt. The strongest people are the ones who refuse to let hurt become their lifestyle. They recognize when they're being taken advantage of, and they put a stop to it. They don't tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or one-sided relationships. They set boundaries, and they enforce them every time. People will test you. They will push to see if you really mean what you say. This is where most people fail. They set a boundary, someone crosses it, and instead of standing firm, they let it slide. And in that moment, they teach that person that their boundaries don't really matter. The moment you allow someone to cross the line without consequences, you lose all credibility. You send a message that says, I say I have boundaries, but I don't actually mean it. And once they know that, they will keep pushing because they know they can get away with it. Setting boundaries is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. It's choosing every single day to put yourself first. It's reminding yourself that you deserve respect, peace, and space. And if someone doesn't like that, they are free to leave. The most powerful word you can learn to say is no. No, I will not let you guilt trip me into doing something I don't want to do. No, I will not let you manipulate me with your emotions. No, I will not keep giving to a relationship that only drains me. No, I will not entertain people who only show up when they need something. No, I will not stay in a situation that makes me feel small. When you set boundaries, you are teaching people how to treat you. You are telling them, this is what I accept and this is what I don't. If they respect you, they will honor those boundaries. If they don't, they will try to break them. And that's when you know exactly who needs to be cut out of your life. Stop explaining yourself. Stop apologizing for protecting your energy. Stop feeling guilty for choosing yourself. Boundaries are not mean. Boundaries are not selfish. Boundaries are the foundation of a strong, self-respecting, and powerful life. And the sooner you enforce them, the sooner you take back control of your own destiny. Lesson 3, walk like you own the room, even if you don't. There is a way you carry yourself that tells the world exactly who you are before you even open your mouth. Before you say a word, people have already made judgments about you based on how you walk, how you stand, how you hold your head up, and how you move through a room. You don't need to be the richest, the smartest, or the most accomplished person in that room, but if you walk like you own it, people will treat you like you do. That's the power of presence, the power of confidence, and the power of commanding respect without begging for it. Too many people shrink themselves when they step into a space. They lower their voice. They avoid eye contact. They hesitate before they speak. They make themselves small, hoping they won't be noticed, hoping they won't take up too much space. That kind of energy will get you overlooked, dismissed, and ignored. If you act like you don't belong, the world will believe you. If you walk into a room like you're apologizing for existing, no one will give you a second thought. But when you walk like you own the room, something shifts. People look up. They pay attention. They feel your energy before you even say a word. You don't need to be arrogant. You don't need to be loud. You just need to carry yourself with a quiet, unshakable confidence that says, I am supposed to be here. I deserve to take up space. I have something valuable to offer. Confidence is not about being the most important person in the room. It's about believing that your presence matters. It's about understanding that no one else is above you. No one is more deserving of respect than you. No one is automatically better than you just because they have a bigger title, a fancier suit, or more years of experience. The minute you start acting like everyone else is on a pedestal and you are beneath them, that is exactly how they will treat you. Look around at the people who are respected, admired, and taken seriously. They are not always the smartest. They are not always the most skilled, but they know how to carry themselves. They walk with intention. They speak with certainty. They act like they belong. And because of that, the world believes them. You have to train yourself to walk into every space with a presence that commands respect. It starts with your posture. Stand up straight, shoulders back, head held high, not stiff, not forced, but strong. When you walk, walk with purpose, not rushed, not hesitant, but with a calm, steady assurance that tells people you know where you're going. Make eye contact, not in a way that is aggressive, but in a way that shows you are present, aware, and confident in who you are. And when you speak, speak clearly. Speak like your words matter, because they do. Too many people dilute their own voices before they even give themselves a chance. They start their sentences with, "I don't know if this makes sense, but," or "I'm not sure, but." That kind of energy tells people that you don't believe in what you're saying. And if you don't believe in it, why should they? Remove hesitation from your voice. Stop apologizing for speaking. Stop waiting for permission to take up space. There will be rooms where you feel like the least experienced, the least qualified, or the least important. There will be spaces where you feel like an outsider, like you don't quite belong. But here's the secret. Everyone feels that way at some point. Even the most powerful people in the world have moments of doubt. The difference is they don't let it show. They act like they belong, and eventually that belief becomes their reality. You have to train yourself to walk into any room, no matter how big, no matter how intimidating, and carry yourself as if you were made for that space, because you are. Your past, your struggles, your experiences, they all brought you here for a reason. And the people who get ahead in life are not always the most talented or the most gifted. They are the ones who refuse to let fear make them small. They are the ones who step forward even when they feel like shrinking back. Confidence is not about knowing everything. It's not about being the best in the room. It's about showing up fully as you are without apology. It's about carrying yourself in a way that makes people take notice, not because you demand attention, but because your energy is too strong to ignore. When you enter a room, you set the tone for how people treat you. If you walk in hesitant, nervous, and unsure, people will sense that. They will mirror your energy. They will see you as someone who is easy to overlook. But if you walk in with quiet confidence, if you move with certainty, if you own your presence, people will respect you before they even know your name. Some of the most powerful people in the world built their success not on talent, not on luck, but on presence. They mastered the art of showing up with confidence. They understood that perception is everything. And when you start moving through life with that same understanding, the world will start opening doors for you. When you step into a room, don't be the person who shrinks. Be the person who stands firm. Be the person who looks people in the eye. Be the person who walks with purpose. Be the person who commands respect without ever having to ask for it. Lesson 4, stop seeking approval. You are not for everyone. From the moment we are born, we are taught to seek approval. We are taught to please. As children, we want to make our parents proud. In school, we want our teachers to validate us. In friendships, we want to be accepted. And somewhere along the way, we start believing that our worth is tied to how many people like us, how many people approve of us, how many people validate us. That mindset will destroy you. That mindset will leave you drained, lost, and disconnected from who you truly are. Because no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you give, no matter how much you change yourself to fit into someone else's version of who you should be, you will never be for everyone. Some people will misunderstand you. Some people will judge you. Some people will dislike you for no reason at all. And you have to be okay with that. You have to stop twisting yourself into someone you're not just to make other people comfortable. You have to stop changing your voice, your opinions, your energy just to fit in. Because the moment you start living for other people's approval, you lose yourself. And once you lose yourself, it is a long, painful journey to find your way back. Think about how many decisions you've made in your life just because you wanted someone else's approval. How many times have you said yes when you really wanted to say no? How many times have you held back your true thoughts because you didn't want to upset anyone? How many times have you changed your appearance, your interests, your personality just to be accepted? And for what? Did it ever make you truly happy? Or did it just leave you exhausted, constantly walking on eggshells, afraid that at any moment someone might decide they don't approve of you anymore? Living for approval is a never-ending chase. You will never satisfy everyone. The moment you change for one person, another will come along with a new expectation, and before you know it, you have spent your entire life molding yourself to fit into other people's expectations, while never once asking yourself what you actually want. That is not a life. That is a prison. You have to break free. You have to understand that your worth is not determined by how many people like you. Your value is not dependent on how many people approve of you. You are not on this earth to be liked by everyone. You are here to be you, authentically, unapologetically, powerfully you. And here's the hard truth. When you stop seeking approval, some people will walk away. Some people will be uncomfortable with the real you. Some people will try to pull you back into the version of yourself that was easier for them to accept. Let them go. The people who truly respect you will stay. The people who genuinely appreciate you will step up. The ones who belong in your life will never require you to shrink yourself to make them comfortable. You will lose some people, but you will find yourself. And that is a trade worth making every single time. Most people don't have the courage to live authentically. They are so afraid of rejection, so terrified of not being accepted, that they spend their entire lives playing a role. They wear masks. They say what they think others want to hear. They hide their true selves because they think it's safer that way. But in the end, they are the ones who suffer the most because deep down, they know they are not truly being seen. Deep down, they know they are living for everyone but themselves. But that will not be your story. You are going to step into your truth. You are going to stop explaining yourself. You are going to stop apologizing for being who you are. You are going to stop wasting your energy trying to convince people to like you. Instead, you are going to stand firm in your identity. You are going to say what you mean. You are going to live in a way that feels real to you, even if it means losing some people along the way. You are not for everyone, and that is a good thing. The most powerful people in the world, the leaders, the innovators, the ones who truly make a difference, they are not liked by everyone. They have critics, they have haters, they have people who don't understand them, people who judge them, people who try to tear them down. But they don't stop, they don't shrink, they don't change just to make other people happy. They keep moving forward, they keep standing tall, they keep being exactly who they are because they know that their worth is not up for debate. That is the mindset you need to adopt. You need to wake up every day with the understanding that you do not need anyone's approval to be who you are. You do not need validation from people who do not see your worth. You do not need permission to live your life on your own terms. The people who belong in your life will accept you as you are. The people who truly value you will respect your truth. The ones who walk away, let them. The ones who judge you, ignore them. The ones who try to change you, cut them off. You were not put on this earth to meet their expectations. You were not created to be a puppet for other people's opinions. The moment you stop seeking approval, you take back your power. The moment you stop chasing validation, you become unstoppable. The moment you decide that your self-worth is not based on the opinions of others, you step into a new level of strength. You are not for everyone. And that is exactly what makes you powerful. Lesson 5, be silent when they expect a reaction. Silence is power. Most people don't understand this. Most people react. Most people lash out, defend themselves, argue, and try to prove a point when they feel attacked, disrespected, or challenged. But the strongest people in the world, the ones who command the most respect, know that silence speaks louder than any words ever could. When someone disrespects you, they expect a reaction. They expect you to fight back, to explain yourself, to justify your worth. They want to see you upset. They want to see you struggle for their approval. They want to control your emotions. And the moment you give them what they want, the moment you react, you hand them all of your power. Think about it. Have you ever argued with someone and later realized that nothing you said changed their mind? Have you ever tried to defend yourself against a person who had already made up their mind about you? Have you ever wasted your breath trying to explain yourself to someone who didn't actually care to understand? That is energy wasted. That is power lost. That is you playing right into their hands. The people who try to provoke you are not looking for the truth. They are looking for control. They want to see if they can manipulate you. They want to see if they can push your buttons. They want to see if they can get a rise out of you. And when you give them that reaction, you are showing them that they own a piece of your mind, your emotions, your peace. But when you stay silent, when you refuse to engage, when you look them dead in the eye and say absolutely nothing, that is when they start to panic. That is when they realize they have no control over you. That is when they realize that their words, their actions, their opinions hold no weight in your world. People expect you to react when they push you. They expect you to argue back when they challenge you. They expect you to defend yourself when they try to discredit you. But when you refuse to engage, when you stay completely unbothered, when you hold your peace like it is your greatest weapon, they don't know what to do with that. It confuses them, it frustrates them, it makes them realize that they have no influence over you. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. Silence is self-control. Silence is discipline. It takes strength to hold your tongue when everything inside of you wants to clap back. It takes power to stand still when someone is trying to pull you into chaos. It takes wisdom to understand that not every battle is worth fighting, that not every insult deserves a response, that not every person is worthy of your energy. The next time someone tries to bait you into an argument, stay silent. The next time someone disrespects you, don't give them the satisfaction of a reaction. The next time someone spreads lies about you, let them talk. Because the truth will reveal itself without you ever having to say a word. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It forces them to sit with their own thoughts. It forces them to wonder what you're thinking. It forces them to realize that you are too focused, too disciplined, and too powerful to be pulled into their drama. People who lack self-control are predictable. They can be manipulated, provoked, and controlled because they allow their emotions to dictate their actions. But the ones who move in silence, the ones who don't react, the ones who stay calm even when they are disrespected, those are the ones you don't mess with. Those are the ones who command the most respect. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to waste your breath on people who have already made up their minds about you. You don't need to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Let them talk. Let them assume. Let them play their little games. You stay silent. You stay focused. You keep your power. Lesson 6, keep your achievements quiet. Let them see, not hear. There is a natural desire in all of us to be seen, to be recognized, to have our efforts acknowledged. When we accomplish something great, we want to share it with the world. We want to tell people about our success, about our hard work, about everything we have built. It's human nature. But if you want to command true respect, if you want to protect what you've built, you have to learn the power of moving in silence. The moment you announce your every move, you expose yourself. The moment you broadcast your achievements, you invite opinions, jealousy, and interference. The world is not as kind as you think it is. Not everyone is happy for you. Not everyone wants to see you win. Some people are secretly rooting for your downfall. Some people are just waiting for a chance to poke holes in your success. And the more you talk, the more ammunition you give them. Think about the times you shared your dreams with people only to be met with doubt, criticism, or negativity. Think about the times you excitedly told someone your plans and suddenly obstacles started appearing out of nowhere. That is not a coincidence. When people know what you are working on, they feel entitled to an opinion. They feel entitled to interfere. They feel entitled to pull you down. The most powerful people in this world do not announce their every move. They do not tell the world what they are building. They do not seek applause or validation. They move in silence. And then one day, the world wakes up and sees what they have accomplished. No warnings, no announcements. Just results. People respect results more than words. You can talk all day about what you plan to do, what you dream of, what you are working on, but none of that means anything if you don't execute. And when you focus less on talking and more on working, you accelerate your success. You eliminate distractions. You remove unnecessary noise. You create an environment where all of your energy is directed toward action, not validation. When you keep your achievements quiet, you also protect your peace. You don't have to explain yourself to people who don't understand your vision. You don't have to deal with unnecessary negativity or jealousy. You don't have to defend your choices or justify your success. You simply do the work and let the results speak for themselves. And make no mistake, people will see. You don't have to announce your growth. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. The evidence will be in your lifestyle, in your confidence, in the way you carry yourself, in the way your success speaks for itself. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. The ones who constantly talk about their plans, their achievements, their success, they are often seeking validation, trying to convince others and themselves that they're truly winning. But those who are truly secure, those who are truly building something great, they do not need to say a word. People will notice when you level up. They will notice when your life changes. They will notice when you rise. But by the time they see it, it will be too late for them to interfere. Because you will have already won. You will have already built something unshakable. You will have already reached a level where their opinions and negativity do not matter. So stop announcing your every move. Stop seeking validation. Stop giving people access to your plans before they are fully realized. Work in silence. Move strategically. Protect your vision. And when the time comes, let them see what you have built. Not because you told them, but because your success is undeniable. Lesson 7, cut off those who drain your energy. Immediately, there are two types of people in this world. Those who pour into you and those who drain you. The ones who inspire you, push you forward and make you better, and the ones who take until there's nothing left. If you want to protect your peace, if you want to build a strong, unshakable life, you have to master the ability to cut off anyone who drains your energy. Immediately. Energy is everything. It affects your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. You cannot afford to let just anyone have access to you. You cannot afford to be surrounded by people who do nothing but take from you. People who weigh you down. People who bring stress, negativity, or chaos into your life. Think about how you feel after spending time with certain people.